Gil.
Oh, Gil got a little jealous of Skip's intro.
Stop playing with him, Gil. Yo, stop playing with him, Gil.
Oh, that's what's happening.
Oh no.
Wow,
Cowboys.
what is
Hey.
this?
Howdy, man. I don't know if it's Green Bay or Dallas. What's up, baby?
What I got in trouble for?
I think it's a shirt. I don't think it's a jersey.
Gil, let's
So
go.
now you're a Micah fan.
Oh, he says Richards I could
I'm a
buy.
Green Bay fan.
Yeah, way to go. And by the way, Gil and I played golf yesterday. It was the first time I think Gil's ever touched a golf club.
Did you good? Did you good?
He shot 80 on the first 2 holes. Who knew?
Gil, did you
Gil-
study a
Gil-
little more for today? Are you prepared? Are you ready?
He was feeling himself.
See?
Let's
I just need to see.
Let's do it.
The A's are here.
We've got Gilbert Arenas. We have Akeem Talib. We have today joining us. We have.
So the
Cody
first conversation
Dessler.
is
Let's go.
Eagles versus Cowboys preview. That's the first conversation.
And of course, Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
Skip, you were pretty firm that you believe the Cowboys are going to be better without Micah Parsons.
I am.
So let's
Yeah.
give it to you first. Who's
All right.
going to win? What's the score tonight?
Okay, for the record, 1 year ago, right now, I picked the Philadelphia Eagles to win the Super Bowl, and I'm pretty sure I was the only one in the national media saying the Eagles were going to go win the Super Bowl. Having said that, I now believe my Dallas Cowboys tonight at Philadelphia will win 24-21 on a late field goal by this man, number 17. I'm wearing my kicker's jersey today because Brandon
Hey.
Aubrey is the most talented kicker in the history of football. Never seen anything like him. 24-21 tonight.
Brandon Aubrey is the most talented kicker in the history of football. Is he glazing or y'all feel like there's some accuracy to that? I feel like every era has the kicker. We had Sebastian Janikowski. Then who was that kicker that was with the Broncos? He had a nice run. Then Justin Tucker. I don't know.
What I love about tonight is it's an everybody
Prater.
says.
He had a
kind
nice
of game.
run.
Everybody says, starting with this man right here, that the Dallas Cowboys are dead and buried. Everybody says that crazy
Vinatieri.
old
Oh, that's a
Jerry
good one.
Jones lost his mind and gave away Micah Parsons, and the Cowboys are trash without Micah Parsons. Trust me on this. The veterans in that locker room are sick and tired
Boswell?
of hearing their garbage without
remember
Micah
him.
Parsons. Trust me on this. There are vets in that locker room who thought that Micah Parsons cared at least as much about podcasting and tweeting as he cared about maximizing his ability to be a great football player and winning football games. Trust me on this. They know that Micah played in both games last
said I
year
don't
against
remember
the
him.
Philadelphia Eagles, and they got shellacked twice, 34-6 and 41-7, with Micah on the field the whole way. They gave up 187 yards rushing the first game, 179 yards rushing the second game, and that stops tonight. This defense will be better without Micah because it will be more focused without Micah. It will be more inspired. This defense especially will play angry tonight against an Eagles team that will not be able to take the Cowboys quite as seriously because everybody says they're trash. It's banner-raising night in Philadelphia, and even though the Eagles keep saying, we don't even know it's banner night, yes, they do. In the back of their minds, it's creeping in. They can't help but be a little distracted by what happened last year and celebrating in their psyches what happened a year ago. And I'm here to tell you, this is not the Super Bowl defense that you saw annihilate Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, because look at the losses. Their Aqib Talib is C.J. Gardner-Johnson, or at least it was. Everywhere C.J. has been, somebody did something great because he's you.
He nice.
He has that kind of impact on a defense. He's now a Houston Texan. They lost Josh Sweat. They lost Darius Slay. They lost Milt Williams. They lost.
I feel like everybody that they lost, though, they have a replacement for. Like, all right, CJ going. You got You got what's his name? Makuba, Milton Williams. I mean, did Milton start? I genuinely don't remember. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I feel like they got decent replacements for everybody.
Nakobe Dean to injury. He's not back yet. They lost Oren Burks and Avonte Maddox and Isaiah Rodgers. On the offensive line, they lost Mekhi Becton, Kellen.
Hey, he's throwing names out there, but Oren Burks, he wasn't even starting. He filled in due to an injury in the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. And Isaiah Rodgers, I think he was a backup, if not slot guy. I don't know if Isaiah Rodgers started.
More, their play caller is obviously the head coach of the Saints now. I'm looking at a Dak Prescott here who very quietly has played 6 games at Philadelphia. He's thrown 10 touchdown passes to 0 interceptions.
He throwing names out there trying to sell his case. Like, I hope they don't catch. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
He has lost 0 fumbles in 6 games.
They got Jordan Davis,
and he is Mr. Sack Fumble. He's like a slot machine. You just touch him and he just fumbles, right? He just spits it out, okay? And no fumbles lost. And he now has George Pickens, who's going to, I said it the day Jerry stole him in a trade, he's going to change life for Dak Prescott. He's the best deep receiver in pro football. He's going to make CD even more uncoverable. And that defense tonight will say, watch this trash. I say trash 24, defending champs 21, and I dare you to tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you on that, Skip. I think the Eagles get the job done tonight for some of the reasons that you brought up. I think that Matt Eberflus and this defense will not have an answer for Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and this rushing attack. Last year, in those games that you mentioned, Saquon averaged over 5 yards per carry combined during those matchups. That's not winning football. And the Cowboys weren't just bad against Saquon and the Eagles. They were bad against everybody else. They were 29th in rushing defense. Now, I will admit, they did go out this offseason and try to take care of some of those issues. They went and got Solomon Thomas. And then they trade for Kenny Clark, but at the cost of Micah Parsons. And then they extend Osa Odigizua. I like all those moves. I just don't think it's going to be enough to stop the Eagles. Saquon in this rushing attack last year was second in the NFL, only behind the Baltimore Ravens. On top of that, and you can argue, yes, that they lost Mekhi Becton, so it won't be the same look offensive line. I still think it's the best offensive line in all of football.
I'll give you
those
that.
4 guys. They have continuity, they have confidence, they have trust. When you have guys like that, the offensive line, your run game is unstoppable. It is that good. And then on top of that, like you mentioned, Kellen Moore is gone. That's the reality of it. But I love what Nick Sirianni did. He hired within his organization.
Jahai Campbell gonna be nasty.
They went and got Kevin Patullo, who they
I think he's really, really nice.
He's someone that's been there for 5 years. Yeah. He understands what this offense is supposed to look like, how this run game is supposed to work, how to game plan, how to do all of those things. So I just don't think the Cowboys can stop the run game. If you can control the ground game, you control the pace of the game. And then to your other point about what the Cowboys are doing right now, I don't think that Dak Prescott is going to be able to show up and defeat this Eagles defense. Yes, they lost some guys, but last year they were number 1 in total defense. They were number 2 in scoring defense. They were number 1 in pass defense, which is the most important part. Because this offseason, Jerry Jones went out and he invested in Dak Prescott. And he went and drafted Tyler Booker in the first round. And he went and extended Ferguson. And he added CeeDee Lamb, or added George Pickens to join CeeDee Lamb to help Dak Prescott. But you're still playing, in my opinion, the best defensive coordinator in all of football, Vic Fangio. And he is that secret weapon tonight. No matter if Dak is even at his best and he plays great football and this Cowboys offense plays great, I just still don't think it'll be enough. I think it's going to be out of control, too. I think the game will get a little ugly. I think Dallas will maybe score a late touchdown to make it look a little closer.
What's the plan with Cooper DeJean? Is he starting a nickel? And then they got who's their starting safeties? It's I can't think of the white dude name. They got him, Sidney Brown, and Makuba. Or is DeJean going to play safety?
But I got the Eagles winning 31-17.
Moving around.
31-17, Gil.
Me? I don't matter.
You on?
He got the Eagles winning 31-17. I can see the Cowboys keeping up with them. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Personally, I can see them keeping up with them.
I want to say, hey, Tim.
Blankenship,
Rob,
yeah.
Hey, can I get a damn intro next week, man?
No, that I do.
Tomorrow, next week. My intro coming soon, baby. Hey.
But if you don't come out in a
Now, when the Kobe come back, I don't know how they gonna do the lineup because I had to sneeze. I don't know how they gonna do the lineup because they got Zach Bond. So, I mean, who they up there linebacker is Zach Bond, Jihad, and who else? Oh, you know they're running nickel, so it's not gonna be another linebacker on the field. Put Jihad at edge. Nolan, but Nolan playing edge, so I don't know.
Costume, we don't want it.
Gonna be interesting.
Okay.
Hey, I get an intro. I'm coming full speed.
Okay.
Now. I like the Eagles tonight, man. It's too many question marks in the trenches. I think football is won in the trenches. Cowboys, can they run the ball? Is that young O-line going to get it done? Or is Kenny Clark and the guys, we don't even know who the guys are they going to be able to stop the run? Big question marks in the trenches. Eagles, we know they lost one guy on the O-line, no question marks in the trenches. They got Saquon and they got the best O-line in the league. On defense, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nolan, they got their guys up front, no question marks on defense. So football is won in the trenches. There's no question marks for the Eagles, a whole lot of question marks for the Cowboys. And I just think it's going to be too lopsided. I like the Eagles 28-17. It'll be solid. Fourth quarter, they'll run away with it. And other point is Diggs may play tonight, but he missed the entire offseason. I'm a corner. When you don't get to play football, competitive football, it's like you've never done it before. It's like Gil on the damn golf course yesterday. It's
Nice.
ugly. Nice. Hey, it can get ugly out there, Skip. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna have to work his way back. I love Diggs, one of my favorite corners in the league, but he hasn't been competitive since the whole entire offseason. April, May, June, July, he's been nursing that knee injury. So you need two healthy corners to beat the Eagles because you got to play man. You got to get that extra guy in the box to stop the run. I don't know how comfortable they're going to feel just throwing Diggs out there and man, still, kind of gimpy on that knee. So I'm going to ride with the Eagles, man. I'm going to be rooting for the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? My hotel room going to look like this. I'm going to decorate my shit up. I'm going to be
For those who
rooting
don't
for the
know,
Cowboys.
you grew up in Dallas.
I grew up
Right?
in Dallas.
You live in Dallas.
I was a Cowboys fan before I got drafted. I remember playing for the Bucks, right? First couple games of the season. Oh,
He sound like he from
getting on my phone,
California.
checking, Dallas won. Oh shit. I can't do that no more. I had to grow out of that shit. But I'm a big Cowboys fan myself. So I'll be rooting for them, man. But I don't think they get it done today.
But you're trashing them now.
I don't think they get it done today. I think they're gonna be solid as fuck.
Talib was slept on.
Next
Talib
year.
was nice.
But this year they're gonna kind of struggle. The timing of the trade.
Oh, Corey just posted. Oh, snap.
He'll read those notes.
Yep.
It starts off.
He's got a lot to say.
Boot to ass.
In a minute.
It's what they're gonna get. This is banner night. 20 years,
Celebration.
15-5. So the home team is 75% of a winning percentage when a team comes in.
But 5 times they lost.
That was 5.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, Cowboys got a rookie coach who's not experienced. You're going into a hostile environment.
Very.
Against a 3-headed monster, starting off with the coach, who's won
Excuse me. He said Cowboys got a rookie coach. Who's Cowboys coach?
opening nights, which is going to be 5.
You make him one of the 3-headed monsters.
He's a
Really? Nick Sirianni.
4-0. His record is
Sirianni, nice.
In his first
Have I checked out
4
Bryce
years,
Underwood?
there's
Not
only
yet.
2
I want
people who
to
have
check
a
him
better
out.
record than him. The trophy
I might do that after this video.
Yep.
and the video game, Madden.
I like that.
Those
Corey
are
said
only
videos
2
resume on the
people in NFL
6th.
history
Awesome.
Have a better percentage in the first 4 years.
That's
Yeah.
a good stat.
Equivalent to Steve Kerr when he came out for basketball,
Yeah.
and your guy, Phil Jackson.
Yeah, my
He
guy.
is the Phil Jackson right now of football.
He did.
Now
help
Corey
out
goes
that
months
guy named
at a
Jordan.
time.
That's
Schottenheimer. Okay.
He has Hurts, which is the number 2.
Yeah.
He under Jordan.
27-4 in that building.
Yep.
Enough
Right.
said. Since 2022, 27-4 in the building. Then you have the fucking.
He did help to have that guy named Jordan, but that's okay.
I mean, he has Hurts, which is the number 2.
Yeah.
He under Jordan.
27-4 in that building.
Yep.
Enough
Right.
said. Since 2022, 27-4 in the building. Then you have the fucking 2026 Madden glitch.
Adam Schefter said Eagles offered more for Micah than the Packers. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm Dallas, that's the last place I would have sent them to. Absolute last. So even if they did offer more, yeah, I wouldn't have accepted that. What NFL game am I excited to see this week? Texans Rams.
You might as well, if you on video game, I'm gonna just be honest. I just go field goal defense.
Ravens Bills gonna be good.
At this point, he can't be stopped. So the fact that you have all three of these elements in their hometown after winning the Super Bowl, that was just a taste of it. So with that O-line, it reminds me and should remind you of
That would have been crazy.
Emmitt Smith back there with the O-line is gonna be unstoppable. And I'm saying 34-20, but I really don't know how they're going to get 20. I know how. Right there. It's going to be a bunch of fucking field goals.
A lot of field goals.
Sorry, Skip.
Only question mark for me with the Dallas offense is the run game. Now, they're not incapable of running the football, but they just need to find a good run game. That's it. Rico Dowdle got 1,000 yards last year. The run game did better in the second half of the season. They actually had a decent run game in the second half of the season. If they can get the run game started early this year, find a primary back, or at least figure out a good rotation, they got a good offense. But as far as throwing the ball, like the receivers are nice, quarterback is good. I don't see them struggling offensively. Like the narrative of them getting blown out would stem from the Eagles playing some elite defense. But again, I don't think the Cowboys offense, I think the Cowboys offense is better now than it was last year, in my opinion.
It's going to be built to ass.
Let me see the note. Boot the ass. Hey, boot the ass.
Built to ass.
Hey.
You're going to be
And bold.
doing the kicking tonight, right?
I think the Bills beat Ravens 28-21.
Dylan, how
That's gonna be a
many
good
wins
game.
do you see for the Cowboys this entire season?
Hold on one second.
Okay.
I just got to cross-examine here before we leave this alone. I need to know about you two being in locker rooms where you do get sick and tired of hearing that you got no chance because somebody is gone. And this team is much more talented than most people are giving it credit for. And I want to know if intangibles have they ever come into play with a team you've been on where you finally just said, okay.
Dang, the NFL just hit me hard. They blocked my top 100 reaction. Top 100 players of 2025. That's crazy.
Enough of that. It's time for us to go out and
I wasn't making no money off of it nowhere.
You might play over your helmets. You might just max out because you're going to show the world that you're better than anybody out there thinks, because the whole world has turned on this team tonight. I don't care what you say. It's now an 8.5-point spread.
Damn.
ESPN, I read a big analysis 2 days ago. They said the Cowboys defense will give up the most points in the NFL this year. Okay, that's with a pretty good pass rush without
That's crazy.
Micah, to me. That's with Kenny Clark. That's with
The Cowboys defense is not terrible. They're not that bad. They below average at worst. You know, I don't think they're bad. With the run game though, I mean, Javonte is gonna start, but I mean, if let's say Javonte has improved, let's say he cut some pounds, gained some quickness. Even if he didn't, they still have quickness back there. You still got Jadon Blue, so he can be the short yardage back, and you still got some quickness back there. Who else is Miles Sanders is a bit quicker than him? You just gotta they'll figure it out. Just figure out a good rotation. That's it.
ESPN, I read a big analysis
Broncos gonna
2
Super Bowl
days
this
ago.
year.
They said the Cowboys defense will give up the most points in the NFL
Interesting.
this year. Okay, that's with a pretty good pass rush without Micah. To me, that's with Kenny Clark. That's with Trevon. That's with Bland, who they just re-signed. That's with Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker, Leah Fowl.
And some new linebackers.
Yeah,
They got
and
some.
that Jack Sanborn was a pretty good player for
Sanborn, nice.
Eberflus in Chicago, and he's going to start for Dallas tonight. Okay, you don't think those guys are sitting at their lockers an hour before the game saying, we're going to go out there and we're going to show these people that we're not a bunch of garbage, because that's how they're being written off. Am I wrong about that?
No, I think it happens. I think guys in the locker room, they hear the media, and it has been teams who rally together and, you know, come out and, like you say, play above themselves.
Yeah.
But
No. I remember playing against Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe, and we was in the locker room.
It sounds
like,
good.
man, who are them?
who are them? How was y'all after the game?
We lost by 30.
Yeah.
Right? You can say whatever you want in the locker room.
Yeah.
It happens, Skip. It
When
happens.
you get out there, that's a different story.
There's a reality to it.
I was part of a KU team.
Wait.
I was part of this college now. I was part of a KU team that they probably picked us to finish last.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We took that shit personal, you know.
did.
We felt like we was better than last. We ended up winning the
you
Orange
went to the
Bowl.
Orange Bowl, and you were the MVP of the Orange Bowl.
Damn sure was.
Okay.
Hey, and well, I was on a Cleveland team that we thought every week was our week. Hey, we went 1-31 in 2 years. Every week.
Sheesh.
I mean, we would come in Monday, man. We got our ass kicked, bounce back, let's go. That next week, hey, Sunday,
Okay.
right about 30 minutes before kickoff, let's go. 3 hours later, we're walking in with our heads down. All right, next week. Like there's a reality. to
Did
it.
you have CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens?
No, and that was the problem, Skip, is that the argument for our team wasn't who we lost or who we're going against. It was who we had on the roster. We did not have a win-now roster. But it's tough. But I'll go back to college days, right? And I was at SC when all of the Lane Kiffin, the Steve Sarkisian, the coach, Ed Ogeron, all of that stuff. When Lane Kiffin got fired on the tarmac after one of those games.
By Pat Hayden.
Ed Ogeron takes over, and I love Kiff to this day.
Yeah.
But when Ed Ogeron takes over, there was that little bit of a kick in the ass, and you get a little bit more motivated, and you could see a switch turn on for this football team. That's what you want in a locker room. No matter what the reason is, it's a coaching change, it's people telling you you're not good enough, but it's almost impossible to find that switch when you're going up against a team that has you outnumbered in almost every category.
But
it's
do
tough.
the Eagles have Shaq and Kobe? That's the question. Are they that good?
They got
Barkley.
they got Devontae Smith.
I mean, they're fake pass. This one runs. This give it off. He runs. That is a two-headed monster.
Yeah.
That's just
Quarterback
insane.
run.
with the best offensive line in the NFL.
They
And
did.
That
have.
push, was it the push tush? That is a feed.
Nah, that's a major play.
They tried to ban this offseason.
The brotherly shove. You can't stop that.
Yeah.
Okay. Rookie head coach. You brought him up.
Yeah.
I wasn't the biggest fan of the move because it felt like Jerry Jones just elevated another puppet coach.
Yeah.
A guy who'd been there forever. His father was a very good, not a great head coach, but a very good one for a long time.
Where has he coached before?
Volleyball. But what I do like about Brian Schottenheimer through training camp, the players really enjoyed being around him and playing for him because he's a real guy. He's got some Sirianni in him in that he's got some personality. He's got a little college rah-rah. The guy he replaced was I'm talking about Mike McCarthy, was the biggest bump on a sideline log I've ever seen. He was the worst motivator in the history of professional sports. I would see tapes of his halftime speeches, and I'd say, God, I'd want to quit after that. I'd want to just take my stuff off and just
Seattle
walk out the
OC
door
and Colts
concede the second
DC.
half.
So he got
It
experience on
won't
both
be that
sides.
way
That's pretty
because
cool.
I think they're going to play harder for him than they played for Mike McCarthy because they like him and they want to launch him tonight. So you got a lot of intangibles that I don't think you guys are paying nearly enough respect to.
No,
I mean, he was the offensive coach of the Jets, right?
Yeah.
He's
5
been in
years.
Seattle.
Sanchez in Seattle, yeah.
Jets, right?
Yeah.
He was the OC for the Jets last year?
For 5 years, right?
He was.
Enough said.
No,
Right?
he's got no resume, and nobody ever wanted to be a head coach, and he's 50 years old.
Yeah.
And when your father's that good and you get your first shot when you're 50, something's wrong with
Okay,
that.
okay.
The league said
If it was
no
last
to him.
year,
To
I
your
would've been a
point,
little
the league
worried.
said no.
Yep.
But he is going to coordinate. He's going to try to head coach and call plays, which is hard, as you know, it's not that easy. So we'll.
I think he's just part of the not tank year.
That was OC last year. Okay,
You think it's one of those.
I think it's one of those.
They
He's
gonna be
just a
straight.
bridge guy. Jerry trying to put this.
I think they might be straight.
Trade. He gonna go crazy with the free agents.
Russ had
next
his
year.
best
Gonna
season
have
under
a hell
him.
of a draft, but
They
should've
offensive play
bring
call.
another
I don't
coach.
remember it being trash last
Gotta
year.
hurry because Jerry's 82, so
Yeah.
right?
You know-
I mean,
you know what?
you know, it's all kind of. Jerry got that money now. He,
My big
IVs
issue
and
with
shit.
this is I think we can all agree if the Cowboys want to win, then they need their star, their highest paid player in the NFL, Dak Prescott, to be great. But the issue for me is I have some concerns on that offense. They get rid of Zeke. I'm okay with that. Rico Dowdle, though, he's gone, and he was your 1,000-yard rusher from last year. I don't know what that dynamic's going to look like with Javonte Williams and former Eagles running back Miles Sanders. There's questions in the run game, and you need to run the.
You got 4 running backs to test out: Javonte, Miles Sanders, Jadon Blue, and Phil Maffa. Whenever Phil Maffa does come back, so they got. It's not like they don't have a lot of options. They didn't have a lot of options last year. You can keep rotating and just figure it out, in my opinion.
Football to be great. The other
Dak
thing I
making
worry
60
about,
M's. That's just the market.
this entire offseason, but the dynamic with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens.
Now
I think that can go one of 2 ways, and I worry a little bit because either it's going to be a fairy tale ending, and CeeDee Lamb is going to elevate himself and be even better this year because they're going to put more pressure on George Pickens, and they can't double-team Lamb, and he's going to get more opportunities, and they're both going to get both their touches, and they live happy ever after. The other thing, and I think might be a little more realistic, is by week 3, if Pickens is only getting 2 targets a game, CeeDee's getting 10 to 12, and you know, Dak.
He playing devil's advocate. They spread the ball around pretty decently, in my opinion. Like from what I've seen, they spread the ball around. When Cooks was there, he got the ball. Cavante Turpin gets the ball a fair amount. Everybody gets the ball a fair amount. Knowing that Pickens is a higher priority target, they're gonna get him the ball.
Dak is looking towards CeeDee because he has that chemistry with him, and Pickens isn't getting those deep shots like he got with Pittsburgh. And then there starts to be some friction in that locker room, and Schottenheimer, who's a first-year head coach, doesn't know how to handle that, and he's never been in charge of that situation. That's where I worry. And then there's still
been an OC though, so he do know how to handle it.
I know their defense is a little bit of a ways away. I think Eberflus can help them out a little bit this year, but if Dallas wants to win games, their offense has to outscore everybody. That's what it's going to have to come down to. There is just concerns for me on that side of the football, and I just don't know if they can get it done.
All right, so you mentioned Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
He'll have a big game tonight. He's going back to
I hope he
Philly,
does.
where he was a 1,200-yard rusher.
Yeah.
He's from
The
he played
DC
at
for the
Penn State,
Cowboys.
so he
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And here we go. And I think
Oh,
he's
Eberflus.
got,
Okay.
28, I think he's got a lot left
Gotcha.
in the tank. And the kid they drafted out of Texas, Jadon Blue, well, he's got some pop to him.
Yeah.
he do.
And he'll catch a few. He'll break a few off the edge. He's got a little bit of Saquon's burst to him. I'm not saying he's Saquon, but he's got a little bit of pop to his game.
I put him more in that
where
Chase Brown
he will
category.
Help who they are. And the offensive line, they got Tyler Guyton back. And listen, Tyler Smith is as good as anybody in that Philadelphia line. You name them, you can have all of them. I'll still take Tyler Smith, and I know he's just one, and he's just a left guard, but I'll take him over anybody in that line. And I'm hoping Tyler Booker
Score
can
prediction.
rise and shine because they spent a first-round pick on him.
They did.
And again, they gave Terrence Steele a lot of money.
I go
And the center last year,
28-21
Cooper Beebe from Kansas State.
Eagles.
He's pretty good. He held his own. Yeah, he's just solid. So they're not trash. They're like it's like no Micah, no shot. No Micah, no problem. That's what I think.
I mean, at this point, the way Skip is talking, then this is the Super Bowl for them. Then this is their Super Bowl. I mean, the what they need to happen to actually win this game is a miracle. So they should treat this like the Super Bowl, and you should celebrate it like a Super Bowl because week 4.
Yep, you're there.
Week 4.
Green Bay's there.
Week 4.
Yep.
I remember you used to call them us 11 from heaven.
I used to.
Because that's where Dax is going.
Yeah.
Dax is crazy.
That's where Dax is going, to heaven. Because that man on the other side here is going to try to kill that man.
Really?
That's when the season's over with. Week 4.
Okay.
So you just celebrate it today if you decide
so
to
the
win.
last time I watched Micah Parsons play against the Green Bay Packers was at Jerry World as the 2 seed against the 7 seed, surrounded by 7 other Pro Bowlers on the Cowboys. So they had 8 total against 3 Pro Bowlers for the Green Bay Packers. They were 7-point favorites at home. Micah Parsons put up goose eggs across the board, zeros and all, no sacks, no quarterback hits. I think he had 1 tackle. That was the only number that he registered across the board. No tackles for losses, no nothing. I had to look at the participation chart that night to say, did he get hurt? Did he play? He played the whole way and goose-egged it. That's who you guys just traded for. You're now Mr. Green.
Yeah, but he's the final piece for the defense. What's his stats against the Cowboys?
He don't feel like the final piece for the Packers. Like I feel like the Packers still got room to improve defensively. Got to see what that secondary look like. Honestly, their front seven wasn't terrible. Secondary ain't terrible either, but yeah, I don't think he's the final piece for them. They still got work to do.
Well, okay, we'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Coming soon.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's gonna have dead body
Dead bodies?
on his resume because he's
All right.
gonna try to kill Dak
Okay, so
and everybody on that offensive line. I swear,
Dak is
like
crazy.
what you're thinking that how Dax feels.
Yeah.
What do you think he's thinking?
Hey, I'm gonna give Gil his props though. He getting into it, talking football. But when Shannon Sharp first started talking basketball, it was so bad. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was like Gil's doing much better. So I can see like his progression. Like by next season, he's gonna be pretty solid.
He has week 4 written right here. I don't know
You know
how
what I
his
think
back
he's thinking
feels.
right now?
Huh?
I think he's thinking, oh shit, I just got all this money and I got to live up to it now. I got the most money of any defensive player ever, non-quarterback. The most money of any non-quarterback ever, and I got to live up to that because I'm telling you, he can't. He's not a killer. He's not a cold-blooded assassin on the football field. He doesn't have those kind of intangibles.
And he's injured right now.
No. He ain't gonna be injured week 4. We never are. When you get traded and you go back,
He'd be straight for the day.
yeah, that's your birthday.
Okay, well, they'll be straight for him.
So you're saying
and
the
I'll say
season's
this.
ending for them week 4.
Week
How
4.
many wins do you think the Cowboys get this year?
They could beat
I give
the Bears.
him 10. Man's wild.
See,
Just the Bears.
No, see, because I think Dax is dead week 4. I really, and they don't play Browns at all, so they don't get no wins against the Browns.
They play the NFC
Like Nate
North.
Hobbs.
Our NFC North too.
I'm gonna just
I like their secondary. It's just
I'm gonna just go with. I'm gonna give them a possible 3.
I don't think it's complete. You know what I mean? They do need
possible 3. Like
higher level at the
You're comparing them
cornerback
to the Bears
position.
and Browns. It's crazy. 3.
So either them guys got to step up or they're gonna have to add somebody else.
8. I think
Damn!
8.
I'm gonna just tell you why. So
Are you looking? Oh,
nah. They got the third
last
place.
shot.
So if you know how the NFL schedule is made, right? Whatever place you finish in, you play that place. So you play third place in the NFC, play one conference in the NFC, one conference in the AFC, then you get an extra.
Yeah, I
AFC.
seen Amari retired.
So they play the third place finishers schedule. So you know what I'm saying? That's the Cardinals and the Panthers.
Yeah.
They'll beat the Cardinals, they'll beat the Panthers, right? They play the NFC North.
Yeah.
They'll beat the Bears. They play the AFC West. They'll beat the Raiders. And I'm going to say their biggest win of the season going to be when the Chargers have to come to Dallas. They'll beat the Chargers. And then in the division, you play everybody twice. One home, one away. They're split with the Commanders. I feel like a second-year slump going to come for Daniels.
You're going up over 8 now.
No, I'm not. You got to count them up, Skip. Count them up. They're split with the Commanders. They're split with the Giants. That's going to give you
That's
8.
2 wins.
That's
Bears
gonna give you
3.
8. I don't think it's going to be trash
Chargers, Raiders.
for the Cowboys. I think it's going to be around 500, just a bridge season. Right? We just got to look okay. The offense going to play great. I think the combo CD and Pickens going to be fucking amazing. I think the offense going to be great.
Yeah.
See,
But I just don't. It's going to be an 8-9 season and no playoffs. So
whatever.
I give 'em 8.
Whatever you're seeing has to go before week 11, because from week 11 to week 17, those is monsters.
yeah.
You playing monsters.
Most of 'em was. Most of 'em was
And the
before week 11.
Chargers, that's after they done got their ass whooped by 4 teams. They done lost 4. They done lost 4 in a row. We're gonna give them that. They done
Chargers
lost
known
4 in a
for
row.
smoking
Then
games.
they got Chargers. That's
don't got
like
their left tackle.
You know what I mean? You might be just like fuck it. You gotta, because that's the way this season is.
Yeah.
If they start off 0-2, 0-3, they have a reason to give up. We lost Parsons. Just
But it's light. They
Nah,
schedule really light
nah.
at the beginning.
at the beginning.
We've seen so many teams start off 0-2 and 0-3. This happens every year, literally every year. A team will start off 0-2, 0-3, and end the season extremely competitive. Might even make the playoffs. So that's too early to like be in that mindset. Way too early.
Beginning.
Yeah, that's
So
what
if you
I'm
start losing those games, it's easy to just say, all right, we
Bro,
good.
Talib
they'll
and
win
Crabtree's
those
going at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talib was
I
a
worry
dog, bro. He was a
kinda
nice
like
corner.
what
I liked him a lot when he was
They
playing.
have the 5th toughest strength of schedule this year. They play 10 games against opponents that run the playoffs in 2024. That is not easy. The NFC North is not easy, and I think the Bears are going to be better than everyone's giving them credit for this year. But for the reasons I mentioned earlier, I think it's going to be tough for them to stop the run, to get pressure on the quarterback, even with Matt Eberflus. I don't think they can get that done. I know that you guys like the marriage between CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. I just don't know what that's going to look like yet. I worry about a first-year head coach and Brian Schottenheimer.
There's no way that can go bad, bro.
And if they truly want to be contenders, what it's going to come down to is if Dak Prescott can stay healthy. 3 of the last 4 years, he's dealt with an injury issue. If he can get back to how he played in 2023, then absolutely they have a shot to potentially.
I can see if you have an incompetent quarterback, you have Dak Prescott, not incompetent at all. There's no way they're not going to get the ball to George Pickens. Like, you know what you have. It's just there. You know what I mean?
Make a playoff push.
It's not like they're starting Cooper Rush and just expecting him to make sure the ball gets spread around. You got a guy.
2023, he was the MVP.
He was
runner-up?
the MVP. Yeah, or runner-up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't that long ago.
And
interesting.
Yeah. But with all that being said, is if Dak Prescott can stay healthy. 3 of the last 4 years, he's dealt with an injury issue. If he can get back to how he played in 2023, then absolutely they have a shot to potentially make a playoff push.
2023, he was the MVP.
He was
runner-up?
the MVP. Yeah, or runner-up. Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't that long ago.
And
interesting.
But with all that being said, if he can stay healthy and play to that MVP runner-up potential, I give him 7 wins. I think 7 wins is their ceiling this year.
Okay.
And a lot of that has to do with the strength of schedule. I think they have a gauntlet to go against this year.
So, Gil, you're saying possibly 3, but
Dak might not be great, but he's a good quarterback.
That's, kind of head versus heart. I think deep down,
Tobin Harvey gonna look fire.
Telling you,
I think so.
Well, man, I think they're only going to win 1, right? That's your deepest instinct? I can just hear it in your voice that it's 1. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I do have them beating the Bears. I do. I think can beat the Bears.
Okay.
He didn't name another team that they was going to beat, just the Bears.
Okay, so we're talking 1-16 is really your bottom line. You'll be
top
nice
15.
Okay, maybe
Yeah, probably.
A couple of more miracles, they could pull off a couple of games to get 3, right? But basically, you're looking at 1-16.
I'm looking at week 4. That's all I'm thinking about. If they don't have 2 wins by week 4, like, can they win any more games if Dax is down?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. See,
I don't trust the backup quarterback at all. At all. I don't.
Joe
like
Milton.
Now, with that being
that's
said,
a better
Oh, he don't like Joe
chance.
Milton.
You have a better
Oh, wow.
chance of Dax going down in week 4 after Parsons get done with him than
You're
them
just
winning
chatting.
tonight.
Yeah,
So you're predicting
I'm predicting.
that he'll be down and
Yeah,
out.
I'm predicting clothesline. I'm predicting.
I'll take
80s
Joe Milton
fucking
over Cooper
football.
Rush.
What Parsons got, I'm predicting that. That's the feel. See, I talked to him in the DM. The feel of week 4.
Okay.
Woo-hoo!
Cracking.
Yeah, it's cracking. Yeah.
All right.
He's ready for week 4.
Okay.
You talk to him in the DMs?
Yeah. He's an Adidas guy.
Okay.
Right, so we
Okay,
said we
what'd
don't
you guys say?
we
What
don't
did you
do
talk about?
360 deals. He about to do a 360 on Dax for sure.
Well, good. He's making a lot of
Right,
money.
so if they
Yeah, he
can't
better
win,
live up to that
if
money.
they
There's
can't
a lot of
win
pressure.
without Dax, then 1-16.
Okay. You can laugh if you want, but I'm about to explain to you why the Dallas Cowboys are going to go 12-5. 12-5.
12-5.
And I rarely say this about an NFL schedule, but the first 8-ish, 9-ish games of this schedule are easy, except for tonight. Tonight is the night. If you want to go Super Bowl, that's fine. It also could be a launch night where you go steal one miraculously in Philadelphia and you say, you know what? We're pretty good. And then you get to go home and play the Giants. And I think they're going to be way better because they can flat out rush the passer. We have owned the Giants for a long time, and we will beat them at Jerry World. That's a pretty easy second game after at Philadelphia. Then at Bears, it's a little dicey. I mean, but again, I think Dallas is just a better football team than Chicago is, and I think Dak will be better than Caleb that day.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay, and here we go. There's 3. My
So 3-0, starting off.
I got 3-0. Green Bay is a blood game. It's a revenge game more for Dallas than for Micah Green Bay. It's
Let me run that back. I was reading something on my phone.
we will beat them at Jerry World. You get to lead. It also could be a launch night where you go steal one miraculously in Philadelphia and you say, you know what? We're pretty good. And then you get to go home and play the Giants. And I think they're going to be way better because they can flat out rush the passer. They
can beat the Giants.
Owned the Giants for a long time, and we will beat them at Jerry World. That's a pretty easy second game after at Philadelphia. Then at Bears, it's a little dicey. I mean, but again, I think Dallas is just a better football team than Chicago is, and I think Dak will be better than Caleb that day.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay, and here we go. There's three.
So 3-0, starting off.
I got 3-0. Green Bay is a blood game. It's a revenge game more for Dallas than for Micah Green Bay. We got to get even. They were down 27-0 before halftime of a home playoff game to that team. 27-0. It was the most shameful playoff game I have ever tried to watch any team play in any sport. To be favored by 7 at home with a lot of people thinking, this might be your year here to finally break through after 30 years of not even get back to an NFC championship game. And you're down 27-0 with a healthy Dak and a healthy CD at home and a healthy Micah at home, although I think he didn't even play in that game. That's a blood game. That's a revenge game. And I believe Dallas will get even on that day. So there's 4-0. At Jets, you just took a shot at the Jets about Schottenheimer calling plays for the Jets. You don't think Dallas can win at New York at the Jets? I think they can.
They can beat the Jets.
Winning that.
Okay, fine. At Carolina, they're better. I like.
They can beat the
quarterback.
Panthers.
I just like and I like his coach, and I like what they're doing. I like what they added. I love what they added at receiver. Dallas is just better than they are, and I think if Dallas is rolling by then, they'll roll over them. Then you get your arch rival at home, Washington. They played the hell out of them twice last year. They can beat Washington at home. They can't beat them there on Christmas Day, but they can beat them at home.
So far, what's this record?
Okay. Now I
That's
got
like
1,
8
2,
wins
3,
right
4,
there.
That's
5,
He's like, they're going to the
6,
Super
7.
Bowl.
I got 7-0 at that point.
Whoa,
I'm a Texans fan.
And they wouldn't just be the talk of the NFL. They would be
clip
the
this.
shock of the NFL.
Make sure we clip this.
No,
Make sure we clip this
Just
for
think,
sure.
you put that jersey on, you thought it was Aikman time. He thought this was the Cowboys of the 90s.
Okay.
Started off 8-0.
And by the way, because of the documentary you watched about the 90s Cowboys that I was all over, I just got a feeling sometimes it's weird how something like that happens and inspires the current team to try to live up a little bit to what those guys were. Because the message of that documentary from Dion at the end in the episode 8 was, this current team, they're chasing us. That's who they're chasing. They're chasing what we were. We set the standard. They're trying to live up to us. Okay?
Yeah, when was that recorded, though? I don't think he was talking about this team today.
No, he was.
That was probably recorded.
Today's Cowboys.
No, I'm just saying that was probably recorded 3-4 years ago.
No. That was now. It was within the last 4 or 5 months.
So he was reading off the teleprompter.
All right.
Got it.
So my first loss is at Denver. I don't think they can win that game because
they can't beat
Denver
them.
is loaded and it's mile high and it's just a tough place. But they get to come right back on a Monday night against Arizona, and you have them winning that game.
They're gonna win that.
Okay. So I got them 8-1 going to the bye. And
They can beat the
that's a nice
Cardinals.
timing because
Sheesh.
you get to come back by going on a Monday night to Las Vegas.
All right,
They can
deal.
beat the Raiders.
Yeah.
They can beat the Raiders.
I said easy schedule.
They can beat the
because to
Raiders.
me, when I first looked
You're
at it, the
saying
day
it's
it
the
came
hardest.
out, I'm saying, my God, this is like, under NFL standards, this is easy. This is a cake schedule to me. Like, you can't ask for an easier first 10 games than that one. Then you got the Eagles coming back to Jerry World.
Let's say they lose to the Eagles and they lose to the Packers and they win all them other games. All them other games are winnable. All of them are winnable. That's 10 games. That'd be 8-2. And even if they lose to the Commanders right there, that's 7-3. That's not bad. Like, a lot of them games are winnable.
Got them losing that game because the Eagles will say, they screwed us the first time. You know, we weren't ready for them. We didn't take them seriously. Watch this. And by then, the Eagles' defense will have come back to life, and they'll figure it out with all their new pieces. I got that. Kansas City comes on Thanksgiving. Listen, Thanksgiving at Jerry World, Thanksgiving in Dallas it's a pretty special day where they just play a little higher because they know they're about to get a mini bye off it. And I like them against Kansas City at home. I just do, because Kansas City has started to fade over the last 2 years, and I think they will continue to fade this year. They're not what they used to be, okay? Then at Detroit, there's no way. That's a pretty special day where they just play a little higher because they know they're about to get a mini bye off it. And I like them against Kansas City at home. I just do, because Kansas City has started to fade over the last 2 years, and I think they will continue to fade this year. They're not what they used to be, okay? Then at Detroit, there's no way. That's a Thursday night. They'll get smoked in that game. So I give you that one. But Minnesota with the kid quarterback.
JJ McCarthy?
Yeah, okay. I think they can beat them. It's going to be low scoring, and it'll be a head knocker. And you know,
that is debatable.
Their defense, Brian Flores' defense is just hellacious good. But can Dak figure out how to score 17 or 20 and Brandon Aubrey wins another game? He's like the secret weapon. He's not so secret weapon. If you got him, you can win a lot of games at the buzzer. And then you already talked about the Chargers. I've seen them beat Justin Herbert. I'm not a Justin Herbert guy. I don't like his intangibles,
Me neither.
his feel, his poise. And they've beaten him twice already, both times there. Why not again? I think they can beat him. And then at Washington on Christmas, no, that's a loss. And then I even got them losing the last game at Giants, just because by then, if you're this good, you might just take a pass on the last game. That's 12-5. And I don't think it's far-fetched, because it's a pretty easy schedule by NFL standards.
It sounds.
I can see them winning 10. I think 10 is fair.
Good, Skip.
Okay, do you like it? Did I convince you?
Gil's
gotta clip
processing over there. I can see.
We got to clip it. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah,
but,
Listen, I'm just be honest with you, Skip. I really thought, like, I've heard that Dallas has delusion with the Cowboys. Never seen it up close, right? It's like I've never seen it up. It's like Bigfoot. Like, you hear about it, but you and this is the first time I've heard delusion. I mean, I usually hear from the Clipper fans where it's
Gil,
it's Clipper Chip
I
City.
am Bigfoot. I am Bigfoot. Yeah. I'm here right before your very eyes, live and in living color. I'm here to tell you.
And as we know,
I'm delusional, and I think I'm right.
But what makes you so confident in them this year?
Because
the season hasn't started.
I wonder if Stephen A will come on this show, because Stephen A has been on Gil's Arena before, but now since Skip is on here, I'm pretty sure they don't got no beef. But I wonder if, like, contractually, because Skip is on this show, will that prevent him from being on the show? Like, that'd be dope to see them on the same show again. But Stephen A has been on the show earlier this year. I think at least twice while they're doing basketball, before Skip was on here.
We all get to be delusional before the season starts.
the pass rush without Micah is still very good. I'm going to go to very good. Dante Fowler led Washington last year with 10.5 sacks.
Yeah.
And I know he's getting a little long in the tooth. He's been in Dallas before, but I still think he will have 10-ish sacks this year for this defense. And Sam Williams, you've watched him. He's got a little Micah in him. I mean, when he was right and he wrecked his knee and now he's coming off that, but he's got a little Micah. Their second-round pick, Donovan Ezra-Ruwaka. He's got a little Micah in him, and I think he's going to start to flash starting tonight, coming off the other edge. And then Odigizua, they just gave him a bunch of money because he's pretty good. And
Yeah, that'd be cool
And a
too.
little Micah in him too? Because you're going to need a lot of little Micahs to be the real Micah, that's all I'm saying.
he actually rushes the passer better from defensive tackle than he stops the run.
Yep.
He's a little undersized, but he's got a little squirm and wiggle to him, and he gets loose a lot coming up the middle. And then, listen, Kenny Clark is a man. I watched an interview with him. He's impressive. You know, like he's a real guy. He's a leader. He's an anchor to the defensive line that they needed. And then Solomon Thomas was a former first-round pick that they picked up a bunch of former first-rounders who failed elsewhere. But they, like Kaiir Elam, the other corner, he's going to start tonight. He had a hard time at Buffalo, but he lit it up in camp. I think he's pretty good because he's talented, right?
Kaiir starting? I didn't know that. So it's Diggs on the outside, Bland inside, Kyer outside. That's how that's looking.
Yeah, he's not.
So,
We've
okay.
seen this movie. I've seen this movie, The Replacement Kickers.
yeah.
That's what this is, the replacement. Oh, okay, they got the
Okay.
replacement team.
And
All a whole bunch of misfits.
Kenneth Murray, I watched him at Oklahoma. He's pretty good, and he was pretty
I'm
good for the
dead.
Chargers. And they had to give him a little more money. He's starting a linebacker opposite that Sanford kid from
Appreciate the follow.
Chicago. I kind of like it because I've always liked the safeties. They're just not that bad. They're not like people just write them off like, wait, they're going to give up the most points in the NFL? You're kidding.
Nah, that's crazy.
No, they're not. They're way better than people think that they are. And then on offense, I've gone through it all. If Dak has a 2023 kind of year, and I give you, look, Pickens is a hothead. He's a diva. He created so many issues that Mike Tomlin, who I love, finally said, you know what? That's enough of that. That's more trouble than it's worth, and shipped him out. Well, now he comes to Dallas to show Mike Tomlin, I'm sorry, you were wrong, and to show Jerry Jones, I'm in my contract year, and I'm going to prove to you I deserve one of these CD kind of contracts, right? Okay? I love that. You've got him where you want him because you got him remotivated. I don't know what's not to love. Jake
I'll be
Ferguson,
surprised
Dak always
if
says
they
he's the
bring
best
back
athlete on the team. He's
Pickens,
a flat-out
but
baller.
that would be
I think
fire if they do.
Highly
He's
underrated.
really good.
I think he's a good player.
Underrated.
Tight end.
He
yeah.
shows up and he plays hard and he
Did they keep Rivaldo Fairweather? Yeah, I know. Anybody knows? I
fights
don't
for
feel like
extra
checking right now.
yards. And I don't know. I don't know what's not to like about this. This team is way better than you're giving them credit for. And I'm probably way more delusional than even you know. But that's what I see. All right.
Pickens got so
I'll
much
say this,
potential.
one thing that just reacting to
He
that,
needs a quarterback
the
and a
thing
good
that
offensive
worries me
system.
with
He
the
hasn't
George Pickens
had either
situation
one of them
is
things
Mike Tomlin,
consistently.
who dealt with AB and Le'Veon Bell and Ben Roethlisberger,
Well, I
all these
know.
big personalities. He
Has
couldn't
he?
handle George Pickens or get him to figure it out and be a team first type guy.
Yeah.
What makes you think Brian Schottenheimer, who's going into his first year as a head coach and who's never been in that position before,
won't.
can handle that? And I hope he doesn't. I hope CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens have a great time together. I hope they have success this year. But my other question for you is this, going back to that, is if there is no pass rush tonight, let's just say hypothetical, there's no pass rush and they get gashed for 180 on the ground tonight. Do you now look back at that list and hit the panic button and think, we need 11 back, we lost Micah, this could be a really long year?
I just don't think that's going to happen.
Okay.
That's a hypothetical.
Yeah,
I'm not
it is.
buying
It is.
into.
It is. But they were 20.
This was a hypothetical.
But they were 29th
That's the
in
thing
rushing
about
defense
Dallas.
last. Question for you is this, going back to that, is if there is no pass rush tonight, let's just say hypothetical, there's no pass rush and they get gashed for 180 on the ground tonight. Do you now look back at that list and hit the panic button and think, we need 11 back, we lost Micah, this could be a really long year?
I just don't think that's going to happen.
Okay.
That's a hypothetical. I'm
Yeah,
not
it
buying
is.
into.
It is. But they were 20.
This was a hypothetical.
But they were 29th
That's the
in
thing
rushing
about
defense
Dallas.
last year.
So many question
You know
marks.
what?
That's the thing about the Cowboys, man. There's so many question marks
There's
in
a
the
lot of question
trenches.
marks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you
but-
can't win 12 games in the NFL with question mark after
Maybe.
question mark in the trenches. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's where you win and lose at. That's why Philly's
Okay.
been in the playoffs and championships because of their trenches.
Okay. Is the Philly offensive line way better than the Dallas offensive line?
Facts, yes. Because we don't know what the hell Tyler and Tyler going to do. We don't know. It's a question mark. We just don't know. We know what Philly's going to do, offense and defensive line. We know what they're going to do.
But
It's
you know
proven.
what Tyler Smith is going to do.
Yeah, Tyler Smith he's solid. But the other two Tylers, we don't know.
All pro.
Yeah.
Like he's the best.
Oh, he's a good player.
He's the best left guard in football.
He is.
Okay.
Well, the audience has them going, only winning 5 to 7 games. So that's what the audience votes. As a Niners
I'm
fan,
surprised at that.
we got to move on from the Cowgirls. And
Bang, bang.
sorry, Skip.
She was sitting on that one.
Bang, bang.
Waiting.
Cody,
Yeah.
you were drafted in the 3rd round. You played behind Tom Brady,
Yeah.
and you actually went to OTAs with the Eagles.
Yeah.
So I want to talk Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Okay, is Jalen Hurts an average